Jenny, you look so happy.
What, you back up?
Yeah.
Trying to get my mic ready.
What a guy.
Live, but we're going to give it a few more minutes. What time is it out there in Utah? Is it 8:45? 8:45 a.m.?
8:45.
No, maybe not that.
No, it's
That's
early.
nothing.
It was early this morning. Yeah, Eddie's. Is that why you made us come first?
Well, we didn't. We didn't.
Just did this on purpose.
No.
Okay. So everybody please silence your phones. Just turn your ringers off, set it to vibrate. And a reminder that you do not video record the press conference. Everything is going to be available in the NCAA portal for you to download both audio and video. So we ask you to take all of that in there.
And this doesn't look like an issue, but we ask that if you please wear your masks while you're in here. Thank you.
I guess that's an issue.
Do we need one?
No, you guys are fine.
Okay.
Yeah. I think they just say if there are student athletes, coaches available to have everybody wear a mask.
I love those doors.
I know. It's a really nice
See.
room. The cross between like all the spots on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they have ice hockey in Michigan? That makes sense.
We have
actually.
hockey, yeah. We're good? All right, everybody, welcome. Good morning. Thank you for attending. Just a couple of reminders, both for those in person and on Zoom. If you are on Zoom, please raise your hand, and I will get to you with a question. And also for you guys that are here, please raise your hand, and we'll make sure that we got a microphone over to you, or maybe not even needed. You just ask it. So we will, first of all, get started with questions for Tegan and Paisley. Go ahead.
Yeah, I guess first of all, how have you guys been preparing for Villanova this week? What has that been like? What have you seen from them on film?
Yeah, we know that they're a high efficient offensive team. Obviously, they have the second leading scorer, third leading scorer in the nation. So yeah, doing a lot of scout and defense to kind of break that down and stop different looks. But yeah, I think we've been watching a lot of film, and our coaches have a really good game plan for us.
We do have a mic for questions.
Okay, we're going to go to a question from Alex on Zoom.
And our coaches have a really good game.
Good morning, ladies, at 8:46 a.m. Utah time. I'm just curious, how's the flight
Zoom.
to Ann Arbor? How much fun did you guys have? How much were you talking about? Just kind of like, this moment that you guys were about to embark on.
It was a good flight. We got on pretty easily, as all these private flights are. We had our band with us, and we had our cheerleaders, so that was really fun. We were able to bring them on the plane with us, and we're all really excited. We were ready to get to Michigan. We expected a little bit of some snow, but luckily we came out to like 70-degree weather, so all of us were like steaming in our big parkas. But yeah, it was a really good flight.
Any further questions for the players? Go ahead.
This is the last go-around for a lot of you, a lot of seniors, graduate students. What are you guys trying to prove on the last go-around?
Can we have you just ask that again with the mic, please? Yeah.
This is the last go-around for a lot of you guys, lots of seniors, graduate students. What are you guys trying to prove on this last tournament run?
I don't know if there's necessarily one thing we're trying to prove. I mean, I think everybody who's playing in March in general is trying to prove that they can win and they can compete. But in terms of a senior or veteran mindset, I think, all the seniors that came back, we love this team, and we obviously love college basketball. So I think it's just the opportunity to keep playing with one another and keep playing college basketball. And March is a fun time and a very competitive time to do that. So I think there's just a lot of gratitude and excitement around that rather than necessarily one big thing that we're trying to push or one big thing that we want people to know about our team. We want to win. Everyone wants to win in March, but we definitely want to win together.
Making more memories and just enjoying the last few moments we have of college basketball.
All right, we're going to go to a question from Mitch on Zoom.
But we definitely want to win together.
Making more memories.
And this is questions for both
Enjoying the
ladies.
time, the last few
You know,
moments
since
we have of
Sunday,
college
what have you learned? What stood out from your study of sizing up this Villanova team?
They're a good 5-out cutting offensive team. They're really looking to get each other open in their offense, whether that's with screens, cutting off one another. So that's something we play against every single day as BYU athletes, basketball players playing against each other. So it's a lot of reading that Jetty's taught us, and we haven't played against many teams like that this year, so I'm super excited to be able to play kind of like ourselves in that aspect.
It's kind of like a good matchup in that way because I feel like they play a predominantly motion offense and so do we. So I feel like it's going to be an interesting matchup to see kind of which team, sticks to their game plan and which team has better principles with defensive kind of motion guarding.
Any further questions for the players? All right, we have one more from Alex.
The defensive kind of motion guarding.
So, ladies, how rested do you guys feel right now as a team, and how is that going to maybe
One more from Alex.
conflict is the wrong word, but that idea with the fact that you guys flew yesterday, right? You're in Ann Arbor for basically a day before you play at 11 in the morning. Well, not 11 in the morning, our time, at 1 p.m. So a pretty early game tomorrow.
Yeah, I think there's a reason why we came a day before. So obviously it's a two-hour difference, but everyone in the country has to fly all over the place to play in March. That's kind of the whole point of March Madness. So I think we're definitely mentally and physically ready to go. Our coaches do a really good job. Our whole staff does of preparing us. So yeah, I don't think that's something that we're necessarily worried about right now. Thanks.
Anything further for the players? All right, thank you, ladies. Best of luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
You guys are dismissed if you'd like.
Dismissed.
You can ask me a question.
Do you want me to?
All right, questions for Coach?
Villanova's got the second leading scorer in the country, and Maddie Siegrist. How are you scheming around that, trying to prepare to face her defensively?
Well, where this team has improved from early in the year is that there's more players that have scoring and more players that have been able to do things offensively for this team and not all on her. And she's definitely one of the best players in the country. We'll have our hands full. It won't be one person that can just totally shut her down. It has to be a team defense that can help and try to not let her get baskets easy. But she does a great job with scoring in so many different ways. She can score from the outside and drives and post-ups and rebounds. So she's kind of a nightmare. It's a real hard matchup. And I think we have 3 or 4 players that have had to guard somewhat players like this, and they can match up. And you'll find out real quick. Tomorrow we'll find out real fast what we can do. I think the nice thing is we have played against some really good players in the past. Last year we played in Rutgers, a really good offensive player, and she scored her points, but she earned them. She had to work hard for them. So I think we're both of us, we do play really team kind of basketball. It's not a one-on-one game, so it's really key to play everybody well. So it'll be a challenge. We're excited for it.
Okay, we have a question on Zoom from Alex.
Really team kind of basketball. It's not a one-on-one game, so it's really key to play.
Reverb, yeah.
think of the idea that Paisley and Tegan were talking about, that you guys with Villanova are ostensibly playing yourselves in a way?
Is that what you think, Alex? You think we're playing? I think we're very similar. I think we have the way that we play with our offense, motion, and our defense. We're very similar to each other. We're a little bit different. We set a little more ball screens than they do, but who knows what's going to happen? Teams go out and they get a good feel of each other and what they can do and how they can score, and that's kind of where I'm excited. We've got a lot of veterans that have been through this. Last year we went through this, and they're excited to really get going and playing. And this team has just come out. We have to play our game. We can't let them get us out of what we try to do best, and that's where the key is.
We have a question on Zoom from Mitch.
Yeah, Coach, how critical is it in March Madness setting for star players like Shaylee, Paisley, Lauren Gustin to be the stars that they've been all season, if you're going to try to advance in the stage?
Well, first of all, it's a great opportunity for these players to play in the NCAA tournament. It's the most exciting tournament that they probably play in their life. And so to be able to come here and be able to play against all good teams is really exciting for them. And they've been waiting for this. This is something we've worked hard. All the sacrifices that you make all summer and all during the year is to have the opportunity to be here. And there's only 68 teams that have made it. And so it's exciting that we're one of them. I think what's hard is in the West, we don't get the recognition that a lot of players get. And I think my players, we understand that a little bit, but they're not going to put pressure on themselves to try to go out and do something great. They're just going to go out there and be themselves and play their game. And they'll just show that just by them just doing the things which they do every single day in practice. And those three players you mentioned are very good. We also have 2 or 3 other players that really help this team. And this team that I've noticed this year with us, it's been a team effort. It hasn't been 1 or 2 players that totally dominate the ball or dominate everything. These guys have played together, and it's what makes it fun for me as a coach to coach that kind of team, because I don't know who's going to have the best matchup tomorrow. And that's what we'll take advantage of.
Got another question from Alex on Zoom.
To coach that kind of team, because I don't know who's going to have the best matchup tomorrow.
Coach,
And
how
that's what
deep
we'll
do
take
you
advantage of.
anticipate your bench going?
How do I anticipate my bench? I expect them to come in and do what they've done all year. Sarah come in and be really active and rebound and be aggressive in the post. Smither come in and defend and do whatever she needs to do for our team to win. And then Nani to come in and hit some threes and defend too. We do have a very good bench. I'm excited about it. They've played a lot of minutes this year. And I'm not afraid to put them in one bit during the game. And we've had some, during the year we had some players that had to miss games because of injury or COVID, and these guys have all stepped up. And this is one of the deepest teams I've had in a long time. So I think our bench is a real key to this tournament.
We have a question from Mitch on Zoom.
This is one of the deepest teams I've had in a long time. So,
Coach, last year you guys were so just kind of grateful to be in the field, being one of the last teams in. What's maybe the demeanor, the approach from the team in their preparation this week for tomorrow's game?
well, we didn't have to worry on selection day that we were going to get in. We knew we had. We basically did our work to prepare ourselves to get to the NCAA tournament. But my seniors came back this year to come play in this tournament and be able to do what they need to do. And we're just going to take this as just another game. We're going to be prepared the same way for it. There's no pressure. We're going to come out and play our game and come out and just do the things which we have worked so hard. And You know, I heard the question earlier that, hey, you have a long layover. Well, everybody has. Most of the women's games played their games a week ahead, so it's going to be more even that way. But we just want to come out and just play BYU basketball and have a lot of fun and enjoy the opportunity that we have. I've told my team many times that, you know, too many times you get into a tournament and you don't think about how great and fun it is and how hard you work for it. And so we want to take full advantage of that in this game tomorrow.
Any other questions for Coach? One of your own players. Yeah. Go ahead.
So your team has broken a lot of historical records so far this year. What's one memory that you're going to take away from this specific team that you'll remember for the rest of your life?
You guys being a bunch of knuckleheads now. This team, we had a record this year with 10 3-pointers by Tegan in a game. We scored more points this year than any other team I've had. We've had players come in and come close to a couple triple doubles, some of my players. So stat-wise that, but what I remember about this team, Paisley, is their competitiveness, their love for the game, their love for each other, their hard work. I've never had a bad practice this year with this team. And that's hard to say. You know, there's so many things going on in a college student's life. To not be focused all the time is really very, very unusual. And so to be able to have that and then be able to have a team that are really competitors. I've never had a team say, Coach, we need to go more. Coach, we need to go longer. Coach, we need to do this. And the two of you right there are the main characters that really bring that up.
I have another question from Mitch on Zoom.
Coach, we need to do this. And the two of you right there.
Coach, you noted earlier that the
characters
Western
that really
region
bring
doesn't
that
get
up.
as much coverage with women's basketball. Do you feel like
Another question from Mitch on
this
Zoom.
team needs to deliver a big run to validate all the successes it had in the regular season?
I think it really will help. I think if we can do some damage and show people that there's a lot of good basketball in our conference and also out in the West. I kind of understand it. You're 2 hours ahead of us, and a lot of our games are late, and you can't watch them all. So hopefully we got a good time. We play at 1 o'clock, which is a good time here in the East, and it'll be good for our fans to be able to see us. But we just want to go out and just do our best and play our game, and whatever happens, happens. We play at 1 o'clock, which is a good time here in the East.
Any other questions for Coach? All right, Coach, thank you so much.
Hey.
Best of luck tomorrow.
Hey, thank you. Thank you very much. Take this.
Thank you.
That's hard. That's hard. Not seeing people ask questions.
Get the hardest hitting questions from your players.
Yeah, the hardest. That was the hardest question.
Yeah, so there was definitely another reverb coming from that.
Yeah.
So gotta get that fixed.
Did you have to email the news for who's up next, American?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Taylor Brown, Jade Edwards.
Michigan's next. Weren't they?
Oh, yeah, they are. So I'll find the American ones.
Thank you. Thank you.
You can probably close out of the meeting room. There's a couple people still sitting in there, but.
Well done.
So I was saying, like, you could still hear that reverb on here.
Yeah, I know, I gotta figure it out.
It was on the Zoom calls.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely Zoom doing something weird.
Yeah. It's not on our end though, I don't think.
I don't know. So you're hearing, what I'm wondering, I gotta talk to them and see what makes sense, like, I can hardly hear them talking,
Hear who talking? Them up here or on the call?
the call. So I don't know if this just needs to be turned up some too. Like, how is it up here?
It was
Is it quiet?
it was a little quiet, yeah.
Okay.
But
We'll
the
just turn
delay
this-
was like 15 seconds, probably 10 or 15 seconds. Because I could see the coach like leaning forward, like trying to hear the question while he was hearing his answer.
I wonder if
Previous
like,
answer.
the person that asked the question didn't mute it, so they're hearing.
It could be. That and, like, who knows if they're actually wearing headphones?
Yeah, but that's not anything that we can control either.
No, that's the thing. So like, if that's
So we can ask them, like, it sounds like they're, like, we have the ability to mute them on the call, so
Yes.
their voices are muted, but
yeah, like maybe as soon as they're done asking a question, mute them.
that's what I've been doing.
Yeah, but the thing is when they're talking, it's probably reverb, but it's so delayed. That's why I'm.
Yeah, the delay, I
Delay
don't,
is weird, and I gotta figure out why. Zoom is so finicky. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, I would have.
Hopefully, it won't be an issue going forward.
Yeah.
So if you want to go down, you guys can go do, yeah, because you haven't even been down there yet.
Yeah, but we ran a tour.
TJ will give you a much better tour than I did.
This is the building I spent the least amount of time in, so I'm like
Right,
walking
well,
around. I don't know which way to
You
go.
still spend more time than me. One down. They were delightful, were they? Oh my God, adorable.
we're just having like some technical, like